Beautiful day, beautiful people. It's Shanita. Hope y'all are doing well this Monday morning. I'm here with the market update for Shelby County and I'll touch on a few communities, neighborhoods, and zip codes as well. I won't cover the entire county, just a few zip codes where there's some increase in sale price over list price. So the data that I'm covering is from February 21st through February 22nd, which was last week, only doing a 7-day period, just so we can get a good picture of what's going on, okay? So let's get into it. For Shelby County as a whole, there were 141 active listings. On the low end, 22,000. On the high end was 4.1 million. 269 properties sold in Shelby County last week. The low end was $10,000. On the high end was 1.4 million. The percentage increase of sale price over list price, on the low end it was stable. On the high end we saw about an 8% increase. The average days on market throughout Shelby County is 32 days. All right, moving on to Arlington. There were 9 active listings in Arlington last week. The low end, 83,000. The high end, 549,000. 14 properties sold in Arlington last week. On the low end, 280,000. The high end, 565,000. Percentage of sale price over list price, the increase on the low end was about 1.8%. On the high end, there's actually a decrease of about 1.5%. The average days on market in Arlington is about 23 days. Moving to Bartlett. Bartlett, there were 5 active listings in Bartlett. The low end, 165,900. On the high end, 239,500. 27 properties sold in Bartlett last week. The low end was 83,000. The high end was 388,000. Sale price over list price, percentage decrease on the low end was about right at 10%, and then on the high end there was an increase of about 1.3%. The average days on market in Bartlett is about 12 days. Moving to Caryville. So Caryville had 11 active listings last week. On the low end, 350,000. The high end was right at 1.3 million. 20 properties sold in Caryville last week. The low end was 260,000. The high end was 865,000. The percentage of sale price over list price on the low end was about a 1% increase, and then on the high end, sorry, my computer was talking. On the high end, there was about a 1% decrease. The average days on market in Caryville last week was about 49 days. Moving over to Cordova. Cordova, there were 7 active listings last week. On the low end, 160,000. On the high end, 432,900. 31 properties sold in Cordova last week. 145,000 on the low end, 426,000 on the high end. Percentage of sale price over list price on the low end was about 1.3%, a little over 1%. And on the high end, there was a decrease of about 1%. The average days on market in Cordova is 19 days. Well, it was 19 days last week. Moving on to East Memphis. So for East Memphis, I'm covering 38117, 38119, and 38120. The active listings in East Memphis last week was 12. The low end, 137,000. On the high end, 4.1 million. 36 properties sold in East Memphis last week. The low end, 64,900. The high end, 1.4 million. Sales price over list price increase. On the low end, it was fairly stable. On the high end, there was an increase of about 8%. The average days on market in East Memphis was about 44 days. Looking at Germantown, Germantown had 8 active listings last week. The low end, 394,500. The high end, right at 2.8 million. 15 properties sold in Germantown last week. The low end, 175,000. The high end was 925,000. Percentage increase on the low end, it was stable. On the high end, we saw a decrease of about 1%. The average days on market last week was about 34 days. And finally, we're looking at Southeast Memphis. I'm looking at the zip codes 38141 and 38125. There were 5 active listings last week in Southeast Memphis. The low end, 84,900. The high end, 549,900. 13 properties sold in Southeast Memphis last week. 145,000 on the low end, 285,000 on the high end. Percentage increase on the low end was about 7%. On the high end was right at almost 2% increase of sale price over list price. And the average days on market last week was about 11 days. So that is the market update for February 21st through 22nd for a 27th. February 21st through February 27th. What's going on in what went on last week in the Memphis and surrounding areas. I hope this is helpful. If there's any zip code, community, neighborhood that you would like more information about, feel free to leave a comment below, or you can message me. I'd love to get the information to you. I hope you have a very blessed and fantastic Monday and a fabulous week. Until next time.